Welcome to NFHell. Here's your host, Dames Marvs.
Aw. So cute.
Welcome back to the second last episode of NFHell. We have 3 episodes left, including today. Just want to make you aware there will be no show on the 4th. So we have today. We have
Next week.
Tomorrow.
Yeah, we got the 28th coming up. And that will be after we know who the players of the Super Bowl will be. Games on the 8th. Last show on the 11th. What a long season, guys.
Damn, Skippy.
So, it was kind of a shitty week for some of us. Go ahead, Frankie.
Before we get started, to those of you who are watching either on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, feel free to drop a comment wherever you may be watching and share and like, please. It helps us out a lot. Back to you, Dames.
Yes, thank you for that. Public service announcement. All right. There's no easy way to say it, guys. There were not a lot of games this week. We wanted, ultimately what would have been great is if the Bills and Seahawks face each other in the Super Bowl. We're not quite there yet. Let's talk about some news before we dive into the games. You guys did play the first game, but let's talk about some of these coaching situations, okay? There's 10 openings. 10. That's a record. I don't think that's ever happened before. All right?
Could've.
We have the first landing, Mike McDaniels from the Dolphins. Gets fired as head coach and joins with the, I almost said San Diego, the Los Angeles Chargers
OC.
as offensive coordinator. Good move, bad move, T.O.
Hampton to the moon.
I think it's a good move.
Good move. That's exactly what I wanted to happen with us.
Yeah.
I wanted the Bills to get him as our offense coordinator. That guy can work miracles with those 3, the trio there.
He's more aligned with a coordinator than a head coach.
We should see a good Herbert this year.
Frankie?
Why are you laughing? He's a good quarterback.
You got thoughts, Frank? Okay. I guess Frankie has no thoughts. All right. So then you have John
You don't want to hear
Harbaugh.
my thoughts.
John Harbaugh from the Ravens inks a 5-year deal with the Giants to be the
Dummy.
head coach. Does he
Told
last
you he
5
would.
years? Does he last 5 years?
Yeah.
No. Oh, of course not.
Boy.
It's the Giants, man. Jackson Dart's going to get hurt. Scatterboo's going to get hurt during training camp. He's not going to be able to find a quarterback. The New York media is going to eat him up, and he's going to suck ass. And no, he doesn't make it the full 5 years. Sorry, John. Should have waited a little bit and got the Bills job.
Rebut this. I'm waiting for you to come back, Adam.
Probably going to win a Super Bowl.
With the Giants?
I don't know. You never know. Look at this league we're in right now.
Dude.
If those guys stay healthy, let's just say you're banking on injuries. I'll bank on health. If they stay healthy,
Oh, God.
Neighbors could be the number 1 receiver in the league. He was well on his way.
If he doesn't get hurt.
If he does, that's what I'm saying. I can't bank on injuries.
Yeah, can I?
You
Anyways,
just did.
You just did.
I'm just saying. It's the New York Giants, dude.
I understand that.
The Jets and the Giants, like, you go
Listen,
there.
We watched that guy catch that ball on the side of his head, and they called that a catch, by the way. They won the Super Bowl, didn't they?
Here's the thing, guys. You're a house divided here.
It's a great
I'll give
move.
a little perspective. Outside perspective, if you have to consider this, they let Dable go. Dable was coach of the year 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this is the New York media that we're talking to. If Harbaugh doesn't have success in 3 years with these players and whoever they draft, the pressure will be on him, whether he wants it or not, whether they want to do it or not. The New York media is relentless on these guys. I thought Dable was not the reason for their problems, and they should never have fired him to begin with. But they did. They lucked into the fact that another Hall of Fame head coach happened to be available. They got him, and I think they're going to shit on him too. I think he does not make it 5 years. That's just my opinion. We'll see. Nobody knows for sure.
Should have held out a little bit. Come to the Bills. That'd been a good move.
Oh, yeah, and did it sting at all for you guys when Buffalo didn't get Harbaugh? They didn't really have a chance because you guys did not fire McDermott till after the loss, and by then this deal had already gone through. You might have heard quivers of him trying to get out of the deal so that he could go to Buffalo. I don't know if you heard any of those rumors, but
I did.
What's done is done.
Yeah,
and
dummy.
Are you okay with it?
No.
You would have liked to have Harbaugh? I mean,
no. I would have liked to have our old coach back.
Okay. So I probably should have started there because he was not fired last time we aired on the show. So you guys, do you agree with each other that McDermott should still be there?
Man, I've been sticking up for McDermott for the last 4 years, and Todd, a few years ago, put on a rant that we should fire McDermott. We should have fired him. He can't win in the playoffs. He shits the sheets and da-ba-dip-a-doo, Scooby-Dooby-Doo, and here we are, and they fire him, and now he doesn't think we should have fired him.
That's very true.
I'm very confused.
Like you just said, 3 years ago, I think they should have fired him. They shouldn't have fired him yet this time. They should have fired him 3 years ago. But now it makes no sense. And you keep the other guy? 0 sense to me. It doesn't make any sense. It's a huge power struggle is what I'm thinking. And the wrong guy got fired. And then they come out today and say he got fired because of the game they just played?
Yeah.
That's a bunch of nonsense. No one gets fired. The
there
quarterback got him fired
reason.
then, is what I would have said. Your crybaby quarterback got him fired with his 4 turnovers because he can't hold the ball in a big game, ever. That's what I would have said. He didn't even ask the quarterback if the coach should be fired. That's another thing that's wrong with this whole situation and why I don't think we can win here. Oh, he's going to have input on the new coach. I don't understand it. I don't like it. It doesn't give me any confidence that this is going to go any better than it has been because it's been going pretty damn good, if you ask me.
Yeah, you have a 98-50 record. You're 8-8 in playoff games. Your quarterback turns the ball over, not because he's bad.
No, just because.
His narrative isn't that he's bad or he's reckless. He's a little bit reckless, and you kind of want that out of him. But here's the thing. 98-50 over 9 seasons, 8-8 playoffs. That seems to indicate that you've made it every time he's there. It's not that way, but that's what it averages out to be. You've made it, and you've won a game, and you've lost a game. That's what it averages out to be over the... I don't know that that's enough to let go of somebody. But I look at Tomlin, who's lost the last 7 in a row. He's been there 19 years and got the Super Bowl. But since then, and a lot of people argue that he did that off of cowards players.
Frankie's right, though. Every time you look at the Bills Mafia page here in Buffalo, every week, doesn't matter Bills win or lose, they're saying fire McDermott, fire McDermott. Now they do it. And most of these people are like, no, you shouldn't have. And that's because a lot of these people realize that this wasn't the time. This wasn't the time to do it. Do it next year if he flubs up. And they say we didn't give him any weapons. That's a bunch of bullshit, too. I used to be on that page. We don't have receivers. Shakir's one of the best receivers in the league. Number 1 in yards after catch. James Cook wins the thing. Wins the rushing title. What do you mean we don't have pieces? Our offensive line is number 1 in the league. So, I don't know. It's hard to win a freaking Super Bowl in this league. Should have just let it ride out.
I suppose we can put it up there.
Like
let it ride. I don't know.
Yeah, that's true.
Is it?
Oh,
Allegedly?
I heard that, too. I heard that.
He likes tennis.
I heard that.
Tennis.
Something's got to be going on.
Someone's getting banged.
How do you think Josh Allen feels in all of this?
It's definitely not getting laid.
A little bit responsible.
Probably is.
Think he feels a little bit responsible for the coach's loss of job?
I hope so.
I don't think he cares.
I
Wow.
don't think he cares.
He's crying.
He was crying because he let his teammates down, but I don't really think he cares that McDermott got fired.
Sure he does. McDermott came in there and was like, we're not doing any games. We're here to win a Super Bowl. Time goes on. He's hugging. He's kissing everybody. He's everybody's best friend. That's what the problem is here. That's the only angle I could see firing this guy is if you were to come out and say that. He's not tough enough anymore. That's what I would have said. Not this he's great. This. I would have just came out and said he's not tough enough. We need to win the championship. Then I would have a little bit more respect for you.
All right. We'll talk more about this when we get to the games. Kevin Stefanski from the Browns, head coach of the Falcons.
It sucks for Bijan. Sorry, I'm looking at this in a fantasy football perspective.
The only football that matters.
It's not good for It's not good for the Atlanta offense, I don't think.
Okay, Frankie, any comments there?
I don't think it's the worst hire. I don't think he's going to be much of an upgrade from Raheem Morris. So I think it comes down to, and I'm going to say it time after time after time, you got a Michael Penix who's been injured a couple times, was injury prone in college. He's their guy. And it's going to be the same old Falcons. It's Atlanta.
So you just mean a middling team, middle of the road.
Yeah, I mean, look at Cleveland. Did he do a good job there? Yeah, but it's the mistake by the lake. You can't really gauge how successful you are by being the coach of the Browns.
It'd be like hiring a Cliff Kingsbury.
Yeah, I mean, he's a great quarterback-minded coach, but he's not going to lead your. He's not going to win there.
All right, here's my take on it.
It's going to be the same.
I think he's
Falcons.
a good coach.
Yeah, sure.
I think he's a step up from Raheem Morris, and I also think that division's so wide open that with the few pieces that they have in place in Atlanta, with the Drake Londons, the Bijans, the defense, and somewhat of a decent quarterback, if he can stay healthy, with a couple of draft picks, you're in that division immediately.
Still a gaping hole.
They could be in the division as early as this next season.
Am I crazy to think that Atlanta's just never going to be good?
It could be decent.
Yeah, but
decent could win that division.
I mean, yeah, they can beat the Bills on their good day, but are they ever? Let's be honest. Are they going to win a Super Bowl with the roster if they're all healthy? Your Bijan, your Penix, your Drake London. Are they going to win a Super Bowl with it? No. It's Atlanta.
I don't know. They're a better roster than us, looking like.
It's Atlanta,
except for the quarterback.
I mean,
Drake London.
I'm getting mad over here.
Drake London's a beast.
I could see those players being part of a.
Kyle Pitts was relevant in the last 3 games. I don't want to sound like a.
Are they going to win it with that team? No, but that combination of players sounds like something you'd want.
Yeah,
Bijan Robinson might be the best in the game.
I think he is.
You know, I've paid for paper and ink before, and I didn't get shit from it. So anything that's on paper is on paper. You got to see the product on the field.
Hey, you asked me to make a case. I'm making a case. I mean, do I see them winning the Super Bowl next year? No. But like I said, we have to deal with drafting and free agency before we even know.
Mm-hmm.
I know. I think they had a better, well, I don't know. On paper.
Who has it better than us?
I thought they had a better roster than Chicago. Apparently I was wrong, but I thought they did.
Dig this.
There you go.
Packers former defensive coordinator Jeff Hafley.
Halfway out the door.
Goes to the Dolphins head coach.
Jeez. Defensive-minded coach in Miami.
I don't like this hire.
He's going to suck. It's good for the Bills.
Because what happened once Micah Parsons went down?
Done.
The Packers defense was not scaring anybody.
No.
And maybe that's why it was such an imperative move for them to go and get him before the season. But once he went out, they didn't scare anyone.
No.
And they ended up with the 7th seed. And you're telling me this guy is going to pull this franchise out of the doldrums?
Good word.
Based on what? This last one that I have here absolutely blows my mind. Robert Saleh goes to the Titans. He is now their head coach.
Another defensive-minded coach going to a team that needs help with a quarterback.
Should have never got rid of Vrabel.
Yeah.
Like, guys, you just drafted a quarterback at number 1. Get an offensive coach.
Yeah.
to help this young man. That's where all of your money is going right now. Not right now, but will be. And I mean, unless they've determined already that they made a mistake there. Like, what are you doing, dude? Like, Robert's plus, he just surrendered 41 to the Seahawks.
Yeah, good coach. Good hire.
In his last game. Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Where's McDermott going to go?
I imagine he can go anywhere
Baltimore?
he wants, but
no.
Of the jobs, I honestly think he'll be in Arizona.
Oh, wow.
That would
And
be
I
stupid.
think he goes to Arizona, and I think that he makes that coaching division one of the toughest ever. When you got McDaniel,
I see McDermott going to
you got
Pittsburgh.
McDonald, McVay,
You don't want to go to Baltimore and just stick it to us with Lamar?
all the mix, McDermott, McVay,
McNuggets.
McShanahan.
Well, we do
McDonald.
have the luck of having a Steelers fan watching us right now. Would you like a Sean McDermott in Pittsburgh?
Of course he would.
I'm very interested to see what Pittsburgh does.
They got to go young. They got to go young and forever.
Well,
But
gotta-
McDermott's a pretty good piece.
we got to know if we can assume even if Aaron Rodgers comes back
He's
next
not.
season that he won't be in the black and gold, right?
He'll be a backup for Seattle, or the starter.
No, I can see him going to Miami.
Yeah.
Honestly,
No,
That'd be
yeah,
sweet.
not a bad.
warm weather city, half your games in the sunlight, ayahuasca at night.
Good cocaine.
See,
Anyway,
would love McDermott in Pittsburgh. Told you.
that's why I kind of like.
We
Hopefully,
love that guy
a lot
anywhere.
Of these jobs get sorted out by the 11th, so that we can talk about, have more of a complete look of what the coaching situation is going to look like going into season 5 of NFL. But yeah, that's crazy. Biggest news of the weekend, guys. Any idea?
Yeah.
Tell me.
Well, there's a few things. I would
What's
say
the
Bo
biggest?
Nick's
Yeah.
breaking his little bone on the downing
second
the ball.
to last play of overtime.
Stupid NFL.
Bo Nix, broken ankle, missed the rest of the season.
Kneeling down.
That immediately puts them out of
Out.
Super Bowl contention, you think?
Yes.
That's what they want you to believe.
Jared Stidham is their backup quarterback?
Wasn't he pretty good?
Yeah, Peyton likes him.
Look, nothing's over. It ain't over till it's over.
They play in
Right.
New England.
Who says that?
Rocky? You
Rocky,
can tell?
come on.
Oh, yeah. I see
Hey,
three
yo.
of them out there.
Take her to the
It
zoo.
ain't over till it's over.
Hit the one in the middle.
Rock, why are we at the zoo in the middle of the winter?
Yo, Adrian.
Take her to
Yeah,
the
I would
zoo.
say that's pretty big news, guys.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a battle. What I find weird is the AFC winner, should Seattle go advance, it's gonna be a rematch of 48 or 49. That's crazy to me. But it almost screams Seattle won't be there. We'll get there though. Guys, let's talk about your game. All right. Controversial. I wrote down some words because I'm sure you're going to want to talk about all these things. Controversial. In what ways was this game controversial for you? I'm going to let Todd go first.
This is everything that's wrong with the NFL. This
That's
is the kind of stuff that fuels people like me. People who look at the game and say it's a little bit off. And this is the kind of stuff that the NFL has to fix, or more people like me are going to be coming out. Because in a huge game like this, you don't challenge a turnover, which is usually always looked at. A turnover is always looked at, we're told. You take it out of their hands because it's in the 2 minutes, so neither coach can do nothing about it. Our guy calls a timeout to even give you longer to look at it. They don't even review it. And then
Are we talking about the
I'm talking about
interception?
the interception, the catch.
All right, let's talk
Caught
about
the
that
ball.
for a second. Let's talk about that for a second. If I was a Bills fan, I'd be like, he fucking caught it.
Oh,
But I'm not a Bills fan.
Yeah, but then we had to watch it the very next game.
And
we had to watch it happen. And we had to
I'm
watch.
like-
No, I mean the next game, the same thing happened, and the refs called it the right way, the complete opposite way. I can live with it if they reviewed it, and the other guy had the ball before the guy's knee. I'd say, yeah, you know what? But then there might be people who say tie goes to the catcher, whatever it is. But this was blatant. This was clearly knee down, control with the ball, not even a question. But they don't look at it.
I question it. Like I
Wow.
like I said, guys,
What do you
I'm
question?
a Bills fan, if I'm a Bills fan, I'm 100% he fucking caught that ball. But I watched it like 1,000 times, and I can't.
So in the game after that, when the same play happened, who caught that ball?
What do you mean the game after that? We're talking about this last game.
I know, but the same exact play happened the game after that where Chris Collinsworth is saying, well, turn away, Bills fans, because this play just happened and the refs called it correctly.
Yeah, he should not ever have said that, by the way, dude. I'm sure he
Well, it
got
did.
reprimanded for saying that, but I remember
And it
him
did
saying
happen,
that.
though, the same exact play. To me, there was, I don't know how there. So you don't think, you thought the other guy had the ball before our guy's knee went down?
No, I'm saying I watched it 100 times and I can't tell. I can't tell for certain either way. So whatever they called it on the field,
Oh, okay.
I would
see what you're
stick
saying.
with.
So, but you
I'm not-
agree, no, don't even look at it again?
I mean, look, we
Uh-oh.
in the comments. I mean, like,
Okay.
I mean, it's definitely like I've told you guys, and I love you. If I'm a Bills fan, I'm like, he fucking got it, you know. But I'm
To
just
me,
like-
it looks like he caught it.
To me,
And I don't-
agree.
And I'm here, and
I
I'm
would
over
say you absolutely have I've seen the picture of the knee down.
with him with the ball in his hands.
Yeah, but it's like a still shot. I don't know. And if you watch it full frame by frame, it's like I don't
guess
know
you
that I
could.
can call that possession. When you think about like what possession means, just when they catch a ball and run 2 yards and fumble, they're like, well, he didn't make a football move. It's like,
Yeah, I know.
how do I
Dennis.
call that a catch? When
Exactly.
so many times you know, the rule needs to be better.
Well, it's like I said, it's open to
If it's
interpretation, so
questionable-
they can do these things.
Here's
Yeah, no,
the
they
thing.
should have looked at it. You're right.
No,
They should
no.
have looked at it.
No. Here's the way this should have went, okay? And this is, I think, according to the NFL rules. If the ball's completed in any way, shape, or form and it doesn't touch the ground, the person that, no matter who, if it's an offensive guy, it automatically goes to the offense. So in this case, the ball never touched the ground. Buffalo, Brandon Cooks had possession long enough for his knee to hit the ground, at which point the play should have been whistled, catch, done. But if there's any question, any doubt at all, it goes to the offensive player.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with Dames. Okay, either way, you got to look at it.
Yeah.
You got to tell us
That's
you
the
looked
thing.
at
You
it.
got to look at it. But
You gotta lie to
I'm
it, or
just
tell
playing
us.
devil's advocate here because if part of the rules of a catch is maintaining possession through the ground, he didn't.
He did that.
No, he didn't. The other guy took the ball away after his.
So it's just one of those plays, and I'm not saying what happened either way. I'm saying I can't tell. Even upon the evidence that I'm looking at, with the rules the way that they are, I can't make a determination for certain. They called it the way they called it on the field, so I have to go with that. Like that's, and it sucks because, well, again, I wanted the Bills to win, you know. So it sucks so bad, dude, and I hate that. I hate that forever. Like it's not a kick wide right, okay? Like that, you're like, fuck you. That's what happened. Deal with it. This you can't just say Bills fans got to deal with it because it's
we have to.
controversial.
Bullshit.
It's
Every year.
controversial.
Every year it comes down to a referee being a douchebag.
Yeah.
Well, he might have this in the notes. I got half of it right. I said this game will have the most penalties, which was wrong. And actually, if you looked at the whole first half, not a flag. They weren't throwing. They were letting it play. Second half got a little funny, and then you saw that play. But I said the game would come down to, but it didn't really because Allen missed like 3 wide open receivers, which would have won the game anyway.
So I have written down 15 penalties in general, is what you said.
Yep.
Were there some pass interference things going on too?
Yeah. We saw that in the very next game too. Same guy, same exact play where he's grabbing his arm, he's throwing him, but they called the ball uncatchable in our game. Uncatchable. There's no such thing in this NFL anymore. These guys can jump 35 feet in the air. And nothing's – we've seen some balls that are pretty uncatchable be caught. So, but I'm not there. We don't know the angle. Either way,
Magnetic.
don't leave it in the ref's hands. Don't turn the ball over 4 times.
Yeah.
This guy gets off the hook every time.
That's another thing.
Every time, because he's the greatest player in the game. Yeah, but when I fucking need him, he's not.
Told you he's having a baby and got married and screwed him all up.
And we sit here and we make fun of Sam Darnold. If he don't throw 4 picks this next game, they're not going to lose.
Yeah. Well, let me ask you guys this.
How do you really
You've
feel?
had Josh Allen for a number of years. 2017.
He's going to be 30 years old. Time to look for another quarterback.
He's given you a lot of good years. Would you change his style of play?
No.
I mean,
No.
you
Greatest
really
regular
can't
season
say,
quarterback there is.
Dude, be more careful with the ball, because then you lose what's magical about Josh Allen. You know? I mean, even when he's running and diving, the ball is, I mean, he's careless. He's a fucking wild man.
Okay, let's do this, okay?
Build a defense and that doesn't let up 31 points a game every playoff game. And stop calling your offense shitty. It doesn't matter. He's going to get you there no matter who you have.
4 fumbles should not determine a Buffalo Bills game when you have a Josh Allen, okay? Turnovers suck, but if you have a defense, our defense was beat up all year. Let's all agree on that.
It always
Okay?
is.
Secondary, linebackers, all the way to the line.
But who isn't? It's football.
Okay, whatever. The Bills' defense was pretty beat up all year. But if you have a defense that can be stellar and keep the other team off the field and Josh goes out there and does what Josh does, if he throws an interception or drops the ball or fumbles the ball, it shouldn't determine the game. But this last time, yeah, you know, the fumbles definitely
It does in the playoffs. It
Well,
always does.
I just said that, you turd burglar.
You can get away with it in the regular season.
I want to fight you.
Turd burglar. He's
But in the
burgling
can-
turds here. All right.
Who else wants to fight Todd?
Don't look at my freezer.
Drop a comment.
Jesus. Every
Ding,
week,
ding,
every
ding.
time we do this.
Mr. Hanky, the Christmas poo's going to show up and go, stop fighting.
Howdy ho.
Man.
Anybody out there ever wanted to punch Todd in the
Dude,
face?
of
Yes or no?
Our listener has.
He actually did punch you in the face?
Quite a few times.
No.
How did it feel, John?
Todd's good. Todd's good. I like it.
Did it feel like styrofoam?
So I didn't call either one of you after the game because I'm like, I really wouldn't want someone calling me and being like, hey,
Should have called me and could consoled me.
my team's about to blow out.
Crying with my quarterback.
Be like, hey, there's room over here. Yeah, you could join us. But I was like, man, I was away. First of all, I was at my brother's house, so I wouldn't have been till after the other game when I had free time. And then it just felt like anything I say is gonna seem gloaty because I was happy, right?
Yeah, I know.
So I was
I
like,
know.
I'll wait till the show and we'll talk about it then. And
I would have hung up on you. I would have waited a minute
Right.
before I hung
I
up.
would have
on
got
that call,
angry.
he's like, that call would have lasted all of 9
I would have
seconds.
been like,
Really?
Seattle sucks, even though I know they're going to win.
So, look, guys, I apologize for the
Refs? Oh, no,
controversial.
you saw it their way.
Yeah, the controversial way that the game went. I mean, but I was just being honest with you guys, like about what I if I'm a Bills fan, I'm 100% pissed, and I'm like, he fucking caught it.
I can respect that because all we see here are people that agree with us. So I actually didn't even know that narrative was out there, to be dead honest.
What?
I thought most people thought that it was a catch, so it's humbling to know that there are a lot of people out there that
There was
Don't think he
Patriots
caught it.
fans, even that D-bag that does the pizza review from Barstool Sports, the guy I want to slap, he even said that it was atrocious, that call. And that's a diehard Patriots fan, and other Patriots fans have said the same thing.
Now, let me
Collins
liken
that
this
said.
back to the Hail Mary with the refs. That will never be solved either. The
Hail
NFL
Mary.
said it was the right call. They flat out have said
wow.
he caught it. He had 2 feet down. It was a simultaneous possession, and the moment Tate's feet touched it was a touchdown. So nothing else mattered. And then you'll have people that are always like that still. Even hearing the explanation from the NFL, they'll be like, no, that was the worst call in NFL history. I'm like, I just have to live with beating the Packers, which I love doing, and knowing that forever it's going to be. And so hopefully the Denver Broncos have to live with they snuck out this win. Hopefully that's something that's going to be every time this game gets brought up, they shouldn't have won it. Hopefully.
You know what's another funny rule? How you have to establish yourself as a receiver in the end zone. But then I watched Kyron Williams score that touchdown where he jumps from the 2-yard line inbounds and jumps completely out of bounds through and that's a touchdown.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking,
put his feet down.
Didn't he put
No, the ball crossed the plane.
I get
so
it.
It's a touchdown.
I know. But
you could be airborne.
What if I'm airborne with the ball in my hands like this? But my feet didn't touch.
That's a good one. If you're airborne, let's say on the sideline, you catch the ball and the ball is in the field of play and your feet go out of bounds. That's
right. What's the difference?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Dude, this reminds me of another one. There's a fumble on the 1-yard line in a game in Seattle, and it went backwards. The other team had the ball, and they fumbled it backwards. And KJ Wright ran at it, and rather than scoop it up, he saw that it was headed out of bounds, and there was a bunch of players going for it, and he batted it out of bounds, and they ruled it a touchback going the other way.
Huh. Yeah,
safety.
I remember that.
You remember that?
Yeah, it was weird.
I was like, what the fuck, dude? That's a safety.
I still remember when the ref took the index card to see if he got the first down.
Yeah, they're like, you can't assist pushing the. I was like, this is bullshit, dude. So
shit on a bull.
There's a lot of rules that don't really make a lot of sense. All right, anything else you guys want to say before you put that game to bed and just?
Yeah, I do want to say that I don't endorse chewing tobacco, and I'm not using chewing tobacco. I have a very bad tooth infection, and
TMI.
Just letting people know that that's what's wrong with me. I don't
brush your teeth 2 times a day is what he's telling people. Oh, I was just trying to help others.
Oh, wait. It couldn't have been because I had my teeth punched out playing hockey with you, asshole.
He's got it. And floss.
Yeah.
He just went, it looks.
Yeah. Pearly whites.
Yes, sir. They're in there. All right.
Looks like Rex Ryan's teeth.
All right, gang. Well, like I said, I am...
Rex Ryan says Bill Belichick's coming here.
He should.
I definitely want to say that sucks.
I got a stat. Well, I got a stat that'll blow your mind.
Blow it away.
Go for it.
You blow hard.
Because you want Bill Belichick, but you want to know something?
I don't think it would be a bad idea at this point.
Why would you bring him here to win a championship?
Well, yeah.
Okay, well, there hasn't been one coach that has won 2 Super Bowls with 2 different franchises in the history of the game. So you're betting against odds there if you bring that.
No.
Nope. Not a one. Look it up.
Listen to me. He has the most Super Bowl wins in history as a coach, correct?
Okay.
At 6. So he broke history right there. Who's to say he can come to Buffalo with a team that's pretty much there? He has his quarterback, brings in who he wants as an offensive coordinator, get rid of Joe Brady because that guy's a fucking idiot.
But he won't.
It's not going to happen, but I wouldn't be against it, and I would definitely have high expectations, and I would feel that he could win us a Super Bowl first year in the new stadium. That's just my belief.
I feel like that scene in the Truman Show where he's staring in the mirror and he draws like a space helmet around his face.
Joe Brady is a head coach? No way. That guy needs to go away. He needs to go coach. No way. I would stop watching him forever.
Please.
What?
I would. Done.
Are you throwing down that gauntlet right now?
Done. If Joe Brady becomes head coach, I will become a Pittsburgh fan.
Why Pittsburgh?
Yeah.
Because my favorite uncle in the world. My favorite uncle, who's in heaven now, was a huge Pittsburgh fan, so that would be my backup team, Pittsburgh.
All right. Jeez. Well, he had a reason ready, so I can't fault him for it. All right. Tie a bow on that one. Let's move on to the next game. I actually have a bow. Hang on. The next game was the rematch from 2 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
the 49ers, bunch of shit-talking bastards.
The 40
decide to
Waters?
come back. They go and beat Philadelphia for some reason.
Oh, Philadelphia sucks.
And takes Philly out. And then they come to Seattle thinking, we just took out the best team that's left in the playoffs.
Time to
and
lay an egg.
You guys are dead. And, man, there's videos of them. There's a lot of them in the stadium. The behind the bench where the players play, that's where all the player seats are. That was all 49ers fans. And they were walking up to the stadium doing their chant, Seahawks suck, Seahawks. And it was like, this is why I hate you guys. This is why I fucking hate 49ers fans. But guess what? I hope you still taste the blood in your mouth. Because you absolutely got bum rushed. I said, there's no way that they only score 3 points this time. And what do we see? We see Rashid turn the opening kickoff for 7. 60 minutes later, the Niners didn't even catch that score.
Oh, it was 17-0 in 2 minutes.
If the game could have ended at 7-6 with his his name's
that dude.
Rashid Shaheed?
there you go.
Well,
Oh my goodness,
we could have had him. Could have had him for pennies, but no, we didn't want him.
Yeah, and that's just another credit to John Schneider saying, "What do we need at the trade deadline?" Oh, we have the best receiver in the league at the moment. I'm just saying numbers wise.
Yeah.
I believe there are better receivers. No, let's go get another receiver. So they get Shaheed, and he comes in, and he's been an absolute force. That was his second touchdown return and his third overall return since joining at the trade deadline. That's insanity.
Yep.
And it was enough. And then 5 touchdowns later, it's 41-6. And there was not a single controversial thing you can say about that game. It was an ass whooping from the opening kickoff to the final.
I don't know what the stats are on this, but if you get a special teams touchdown, I'm going to guess your chance of winning that game has to be over 80%.
Yeah, a special teams touchdown and 3 turnovers is pretty much a lock that you're gonna win.
They're way better than San Fran, though. We all knew this.
It got me off the hot seat because that's the one team that I never want to be eliminated by.
No, the Rams are your only tough bet.
The Rams are. Well, I want to talk
because he's
about
the comeback kid.
I want to talk about. It's not even that, dude. It's not even that. And I have it written down here what the problem is, but that game was undeniably an ass whooping of all ass whoopings, and I loved it, even though it was a boring game probably for everyone else to watch.
Well, they needed that boring game to try to get Sam Darnold a little bit healthier. They're lucky he didn't have to throw more than 16 times.
Yeah, he got sacked there, and he landed directly on his front with the ball underneath him and like from high up. And I was like, oh God, don't take hits like that anymore.
He had no turnovers, correct?
Correct. And then
we
did lose.
He's due.
Zach Charbonnet.
Really?
He tore his ACL and he'll miss the rest of the season.
Oh wow, that's big news.
It is.
You had to say it, didn't you?
Good thing they have 2 good backs though, but it is.
K9 had 3 touchdowns in this game, so hopefully
they complement each other pretty good.
Absolutely feeling it. So I don't know. I don't know if you guys watched it, but it was fun. It was fun to watch that defense just wreak havoc.
They're nasty for sure.
All right, Houston at New England.
Told you Stroud sucks.
Stroud had 4 interceptions.
Yeah.
And they weren't good. They were bad throws, a lot of them. They probably win that game if he doesn't throw an interception.
If Davis Mills plays.
He throws 4. Ouch. That's just, you can't recover. The playoffs are not the place to do that.
No.
So New England solidifies their run at the championship round. So we got Denver, New England. The first game is set. Classic. I mean, that's a classic rivalry, classic matchup. It's going to be fun. Two quarterbacks would have been in the same class. Now you got Stidham replacing. And you've got to feel good if you're New England right now. All right. Any other comments on that game?
No.
They
Yeah,
trounced them.
Pretty ho-hum, to be honest.
McCaffrey got hurt too, didn't he?
That's something new.
I mean, he got...
Or dinged up. Is that
once a game, he goes, sits out a couple plays, and then he comes back.
Yeah.
That's just... But here's the thing. You worry about him longer term. Like, the 49ers just... They did it. They did it to Deebo Samuels. He's half the player that he was in half the time that he should have been. And you cannot have McCaffrey touching the ball over 400 times a season and expect that he's going to last beyond a couple years, especially at the amount that he's being paid.
San Fran they always have injuries. They practice too hard too. They do a lot of things that are a little off, and that's why they have so many injuries every year.
Yeah, it's there's a weird thing going around that they work out this facility near this weird kind of plant that I don't want to go into.
Oh, is that yeah?
Yeah.
Well, they're always hurt.
Some kind of factory near them that has weird chemicals or electromagnetic something or other. But
There you go, Todd.
We got to do a deep dive into that.
Yeah. So check that one out. It's in Santa Clara, so the facility. So check that out. All right, then you had the Rams and the Bears. We all picked Seattle. We all picked New England. You guys picked Buffalo. I picked Denver just to go against. Otherwise, we would all have the same picks. Yeah, but I didn't want Denver to win. Let's be honest. I did not want Denver.
No, I know.
The Rams, fuck, man. T.O. said 28-24. It was 20-17. He almost had the margin. It really was just one more score for each team.
Yeah, that shouldn't have happened,
that blows
correct?
my mind. What's that?
It shouldn't have happened, right? Because what was the score before Caleb threw the Hail Mary little guy wide open in the back of the end zone play?
Dude, there's two fan bases that should be absolutely devastated going into this championship week, and it's the Bills fans and the Bears fans. And I think the Bears fans have it worse. And I'm going to tell you why. Bills fans, you've lived your whole lives
as losers,
getting close. Like you just went to 4 Super Bowls in a row. All right, these guys, the Bears fans, most of them were not alive in '85 when they won the Super Bowl, and it was a one and done, and there wasn't really any like residual star power coming back on that team. You had a Refrigerator Perry, you had a Gomer for a quarterback, and just not anything sustainable. This Bears team, they had first and goal from the 3-yard line and called 4 of the worst plays I've ever seen and got nothing out of it. They were lucky to get the ball back at all in regulation, and then Caleb throws. I like went outside to smoke. I'm like, they fucked this up. They blew it. Game over.
Yeah.
And then someone texts me. They're like, holy shit. So I'm like, what happened? So I run back in here and I see that he had thrown this miracle touchdown to tie the game up. And I'm like, what? Now, here's where it gets really shitty. You lose the toss. The Rams get the ball, or you win the toss. The ball goes to the Rams first, which is what you want in overtime. So you know what you have to do once you get the ball. They stop them. They drive across the 50-yard line, and on a first down, Caleb Williams throws an interception 25 yards down the field. What the fuck are you doing, you jackass?
Caleb Williams, thanks. Frankie.
Dude, you cannot protect the ball.
Tell him right before he threw that interception, I said, I'm really feeling a Caleb Williams interception.
Yeah, he did.
And then he threw it.
He
and
did.
I go, yep, I thought so, because that's just, to
What
me,
he does.
It's just what he does. You know, it's like we talked about Trevor Lawrence before.
Is it okay for me to say that since he's been drafted, everyone thinks he's this amazing quarterback. And I'll say this to be transparent. He had a hell of a year. He definitely, leveled up and evolved a little bit into more of what you can call an NFL quarterback. But at the end of the day, where is he now?
What do you
Not in the championship.
He would have won that game against many other teams except for Matt Stafford.
Of
right.
course.
Here's what
That was a phenomenal play.
It was a great catch. I mean,
Great catch. He was open. He didn't push off. Why are there not more guys in the end zone playing defense on that play? When he has to score a touchdown, where are they?
dude, this game really frustrated me because, I mean, obviously I've been telling everybody that I want to play the Rams. Do I really want to play?
Hell no, you would have rather played Chicago.
I don't think the Bears would have scored on Seattle's defense.
So why did you want to play the Rams?
I know that because here's the thing. I'm that guy that is like, if you want to
Dumb.
be the best, you got to beat the best. And if you don't, there's always going to be that lingering thing. Now I know if we beat the Rams and we go and beat whoever's the representative of the AFC, we did it the hardest way possible. And I would prefer that. But I also wanted to see us play the Bears. Because I like that team. And I would be okay with them beating us and then going on to win the Super Bowl. I'm not going to be okay with the Rams beating us and going on to win the Super Bowl. All right? So I would absolutely be AFC if we don't make it. But it is what it is. And I'm watching that game, and I'm just thinking, you guys were lucky enough to get to this position based on one of the most crazy Hail Mary throws. And how did that guy get open? To just unthinking, like not thinking. First down. Why are you throwing 25 yards down the field? He could have ran for 7. Maybe more. Who knows? Like, all you need is a goddamn field goal, and you're like 10 yards away from that yardage. Why are you throwing 25 yards down the field? I will never be able to make sense of it. I saw Caleb cry in college for much less than this. And here's the thing. To respond to Frankie's comment, and then we'll move on. If you're trying to say he's not the guy in Chicago, he's got Ben Johnson there. And I think the more that they work together, the better he's going to get, period.
Okay, I'm not
He
saying
might not
that.
be there yet, but it's only year 2, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
On a team that was dead to rights 2 years ago. The first pick of the draft.
sure.
So, I mean,
Okay.
I'm not going to, anoint him, superstar status, but I can see the writing on the wall, and it's
It's a pretty quick turnaround.
It's legible.
Yeah.
So, yeah. All right.
10-4 over.
Those were the divisional games. Good luck to those who moved on, and condolences to the teams that were left behind, except the 49ers. Fuck you.
Jeez.
All right, guys.
So-
Go ahead, Frankie.
No, I'm just babbling away here.
No.
No. I'm not
Go ahead,
talking.
Frankie.
I don't want to talk. I'm done.
No.
No.
All right. First game, Sunday afternoon, of course, to torture me. I hate waiting at this point. I want to know what's going on. Sunday at 3 o'clock.
3 p.m. Eastern
2
Standard
o'clock,
Time on
noon? Is it noon? I
CBS.
think that's earlier.
Well, for you, it's 3 p.m. Eastern Time.
I'm thinking it's
CBS.
earlier. Yeah, okay. So you got New England, Denver. Tio, tell me what's going on in this game.
New England wins, I think. That's who I'm going to take.
Okay.
Goes on in this game is a good defensive game. New England wears on them, wins it. Probably won't be the blowout we all think it will be, but I think New England wins. I hope they do.
Yeah, I
mean,
don't think it's going to be a blowout. I think
No.
both
Defensive
defenses.
battle.
it might get a little, most of the game it'll be close. There might
Might
be
get a
that
little-
period there where he throws the pick six, they come down, and then they end up winning by something goofy.
Might be a
but,
little
Are you
manscapish.
predicting that Stidham will throw a pick 6?
It's possible. There's going to be some kind of score change that makes the game look less close than it was the whole way.
you realize, I realize that Stidham is the lesser quarterback. We can all acknowledge that. But we've also seen Drake May throw pick sixes.
True,
And
yeah.
Denver's defense
Yeah.
return pick sixes.
Opportunistic.
So,
So it'll take a pick six from Denver to win the game?
well, I do think that if Denver scores a defensive touchdown,
Look
their
out.
likelihood of winning goes up significantly.
So you're taking Denver.
I'm not.
Baby Josh could throw a bunch of picks.
I'm not. And here's maybe it's a little bit. I'm taking the money line, and I'm also taking the emotional route because we already beat Denver in the Super Bowl, and I got to pay the Patriots back for that fucking bullshit.
So you're taking the Patriots.
Oh, I like the
I think
Rams
the Patriots.
Patriots.
I mean, it'd be a good game.
All right, so James is picking the Patriots.
I'm taking the Patriots.
Yeah, I would. We don't want to see a backup quarterback in the Super Bowl, do
I'm a
we?
dum-dum. Wow,
Do
we saw
we?
Nick Foles years ago. Eagles.
He
Did you
win
want to
it.
watch that?
He did win.
I watched it, and he was
He
sweet.
did start, though, like 8 games
Philly
that
special.
season, didn't he?
Well, Carson Wentz was the
That
starter.
was
They
a good
going back
story.
and forth.
That
I
was a
don't know.
good story.
That was a great one. It's
And
Philly special.
I think they don't win if Carson Wentz doesn't get hurt. How
No,
about
I
that?
think they won because he did get hurt.
Yeah. How about that?
Yeah, so take that one, fucker.
Take that, Philly.
You guys agree?
Take that cheesesteak. You want to know who I picked?
Sit him.
Yeah.
I'm taking Denver.
Good.
Why?
They're at home.
Good call, because that was all home games won last week.
I told you.
Not this week, though.
It's mile high.
Not
5280.
Okay.
I
let's
know
talk
about high altitude.
let's
You
talk
takes
can't-
about
3
the
days.
altitude.
3 days to acclimate.
No, that's sometimes not all.
That's why no sense getting there early.
No, that's interesting because if you live there,
Yep, that's why the Bills didn't go early.
you're
That was
used
their
to,
reason.
breathing.
Yep.
I don't know.
And then they're gassing it up on the sideline. Cook couldn't even
Do you
stay.
think that the altitude had anything to do with the Buffalo?
Hell yeah, it did. If there's no altitude, Prater doesn't make that 43-yard kick.
Yes.
Because I know we were worried here in Buffalo about that kick. But kudos to him. You know, people talking all that crap about him. He comes through clutch. In the
Well, he
place
did
used to
kick there for 8 years.
Right.
He knows the elements. And the altitude is a real thing. I don't care what anybody says. The first month, when I moved up here into the mountains, and I'm only 3,200 feet,
I agree with you. It's not global
okay,
warming.
I couldn't breathe. I thought I was going to die. Like literally every day for a month, I couldn't breathe
Yeah.
until I acclimated. So but you know, these are top-notch athletes using the chambers and the rooms and whatever. But it's still, you have to acclimate, no matter who you are. And you could see some of the Bills players were gassed. I saw it. So.
Cook
I
had
think-
15 carries and he's sucking oxygen over there.
I think the home game. I picked the Broncos because I know I joke around that it's a home game and all that, but I don't think the backup quarterback is. I don't think Sean Payton's gonna give him a playbook that's ridiculous. I think he's gonna design a very simple game plan for him, and he's gonna work around his strengths. And he is a fan of them, so he is. I don't know. I think you're gonna see a Denver team that's maybe even plays better than they did against the Bills. With a
Stidham
backup.
will be ready. I can assure you that.
I can't wait to say I was right. I
Oh,
love
Drake
saying I'm
May's got to win the MVP, so he's got to go.
right. Oh, shut! God,
It's either going to be
Matt
him or
I
Stafford.
thought yeah, it's not going to be Drake. Man.
Yeah, that's why they both play each other. It's great. Great for football.
Could be Drake May.
All right. Well, I
could be.
picked Denver.
You want Sam Darnold versus freaking what's his face?
I just want to see.
Or
a
do you
good
want
Super
Drake
Bowl.
May versus Matt Stafford? Come on, tell me what you want.
You talking to me?
All right.
You want
Theo,
sit
we're
him?
gonna-
Do you want
we're coming
sit
to
him?
you.
Do you want
We're
sit
coming
him
to
I
playing Matt playing Darnold, or do you want Drake
want a
May
Hall-
playing Stafford
I want a Hallmark Super Bowl that they can make a movie out of.
with Bad Bunny playing?
That I could do without, but we'll talk about that.
Well, you
another
get
day.
Green Day then.
Green
That would
Day.
be sweet.
There you go.
They're playing it too. That was the worst Green Day impression.
All their songs sound the same.
Listen to me.
See?
All right. We all know the narrative around Sam Darnold has been can't win the big game.
Uh-oh.
It's dead. That
This
narrative
is a big
dead.
game.
And that narrative never should have existed. And let me tell you why. the narrative that should have existed is the Rams are Sam Darnold's kryptonite. That is the narrative that should have existed. All right? Because they lost twice to the Rams last year, Minnesota. Regular season and playoffs. They lost once to open the matchup with him as a Seahawk. And then he won this last one on a miraculous comeback when he still had 2 turnovers in that game. Played him twice this year, and he's had 6 turnovers in those 2 games. So, the narrative never should have been Sam Darnold can't win big games. It should have been Sam Darnold fucking sucks against the Rams. And lo and behold, who does Sam Darnold get in the NFC Championship game in his house? But his
Lumen Field,
the Rams. Not an easy game by any stretch, but if you win this game as Seattle, you've effectively beaten the Rams, the 49ers twice, the Rams again in the playoffs, and then you get to go to the Super Bowl on San Francisco's field. That is a great story if it should come to pass. Am I confident that it will? You'll have to find out.
Who are you picking?
Tio. I'll let Tio go first because I know who's going to pick. And I don't even begrudge
Why
him.
are you
because
what's everybody else out there watching? What do you guys think? Who's going to win? Seattle?
Up until we just did the show, I was picking Seattle,
Rams.
but now I talked myself into taking the Rams because
You're taking the Rams?
Yeah, I
You
am.
already said it. I marked it.
I am. I'm taking the Rams, and he says, Sam, it's their kryptonite, and you want to know why? Because they keep putting constant pressure on him. I'm not talking about quarterback pressures. I'm talking about every time he steps on the field, he looks across, and he knows he's playing against Stafford, who can light up the scoreboard at any time, and he knows that puts constant pressure on him to put points on the board. It's not like every other game where they can just hand the ball off, play good defense, get out with a win. He just has to get through it. You know, he gets Jack Smith-Jigba gets his 100 yards or whatever. Now they put a lot of pressure on him, I feel, and that's where a lot of times he cracks in these games. And Matt Stafford does too, just because Seattle's defense is so good. So this game is going to be a close game, very close. I don't know what the spread is, but I'd say somebody wins by 2, 3, 4 points.
Jeez.
Frankie?
Oh,
You agree?
who did you take?
I'm going last.
He's last. He's got a Seattle Seahawks shirt on.
I'm taking the Rams.
Now he definitely has to take them to be different. Now you gave him a scapegoat.
You got Puka Nacua, you got Stafford, you got Devontae Adams, one of the best red zone
Kyron
receivers,
Williams.
and you got the running back Kyron Williams. I think it's going to be a big upset, and I hate to say this, Sam Darnold I think is going to show up in true fashion, and he's going to have stumbly bumbly.
Yeah, especially if he had no turnovers last week. That's the narrative they want you to believe.
Yeah, I would feel more confident in Matt Stafford right now. Therefore, I am picking the Rams.
4 games in a row with no turnovers. For
That's
Sam
rough.
Darnold.
That is not
Yeah,
good.
he's due.
That is good, but it's not good for the numbers.
They're down to Zach Charbonnet.
Yeah, he's out.
This is his kryptonite, dude. This is where, if you're talking to me and you're trying to tell me what Sam Darnold is, like, you're not going to get me in him not being able to play in big games because he's already denounced that. What you're going to be able to get me on is he sucks against the Rams. And yes, he did lead his extraordinary comeback against them the last time they played, but remember, they were down 14 points in the fourth quarter of that game.
Comeback king.
So, without Rashid Shaheed's return to ignite that comeback, it probably doesn't happen.
Yeah.
But I also have to look at Seattle's defense has not surrendered a touchdown in the last 3 games.
So we know who Dames is taking.
That's absurd, dude.
You taking your team?
But we also know that for some reason Matthew Stafford knows how to dismantle this defense somewhat to get some scoring accomplished. Now this is where it becomes super entertaining to me, because we have this coach in Mike McDonald who came from Baltimore, where he had the number 1 defense. He's put the number 1 defense on the field in his second year in Seattle.
Mike
That
McDonald
is
had a
absolutely
farm.
insane to me.
Defense
So
wins championships.
what does he do in going into this game, now his 5th time facing this McVay offense?
I know what he
What
does.
does he put in place defensively as his scheme to make sure that they don't score?
He prays his offenses and
That's-
put them in bad positions.
And even when they do, though, Todd, because when we played in LA,
Poor turnover.
Sam Darnold put them on our side of the field 4 times in that game. You know how many touchdowns they got? 1. They were 1 out of 4, and that could be the difference in a game like this. But I like Mike McDonald. I'm going to bet on my coach. I'm going to bet on my coach to make the adjustments that will keep the Rams from scoring more than we do,
It could.
regardless of his turnover amount. But you know what's going to happen. If he has a turnover in the first quarter, that could shake things up exponentially. If it happens in the fourth quarter, it's probably bad, because that meant we're trying to do something, either put them away or come back from a deficit. If you're going to have a turnover, Sam, make it the second quarter and then stop there. That's all
Either
I'm saying. I got
and-
Seattle.
In both of these games, I think it's nice to see that 2 very good teams, probably the 2 best teams from their conference, are playing each other.
Yeah, I mean,
It's romantic.
New England, Denver were the best teams in the AFC. Seattle and the Rams were the best teams in the
And
NFC.
don't worry, Dames. When you guys lose, just remember.
Jesus loves me.
If they win,
Somehow that won't be.
if they
helpful,
win,
Frankie.
I think Kubiak comes here. If they lose, I think we get Dable. That's how crucial I think this game is for Buffalo.
Yeah, I think if Seattle loses and doesn't make the Super Bowl, Kubiak stays where he is.
I don't disagree.
I think if he gets to the pinnacle and wins it, he probably says, all right, I did what I came here to do in 1 year. Time for me to do it now for my job. All right, guys, that's all I got.
That's all I got.
I will be traveling again to my brother's house, 2.5 hours away for this game
Sweet.
Sunday. And I'll be wearing exactly the same thing, eating the same thing.
nothing changes.
Yeah, you got to maintain. Anyway, thanks for doing this with me, Frankie. I know that you're hurting,
I'm hurting.
both spiritually and physically.
Jesus loves him.
That's why
Todd, Jesus loves
him.
everyone. The Bible told me so.
It's
Anyway,
true.
go ahead, Frankie. Take us out of here.
All right. Well, we'll be back at 8 o'clock, T.O. and I, with True NFL. Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and X. We'll see you at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thanks for being here. And it's been a long season. We're a couple weeks away from being out. And everybody enjoy your games. And I'm going to have to go say go Denver and go Rams.
This was a Lock 22 production. Please remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe.